What is up, YouTube land? We're back. Ya boys are back with Sonic X Shadow Generation. You ready? I'm ready.
I'm so ready.
I was enjoying this playthrough so far. From last time.
Yeah, it's been a little while because it's been a little bit weird schedule-wise, and also I've been obsessed with Romantic Saga 2 Remake. So the last couple of LP sessions, I'm just like, oh, I didn't play Sonic for 1 second, I'm sorry.
No excuses. Well, I will say, if I ever finish Silent Hill 2, which who knows at this point, because it's just a long game, I have the next game ready to go. It is a horror game. It's a Taiwanese? Is that right?
Sure.
From Taiwan. Anyway.
Pretty sure it's Taiwanese.
I think it's Taiwanese. Horror game. It's not very long. Probably like 4 or 5 hours, especially since I know how to do it now. I actually just literally beat it 1 second ago. It's a pretty good game. It has its eccentricities. It's definitely a AA title.
But it's better than White Day, right?
It's definitely better than White Day. This is going to surprise the heck out of anyone who's ever played a horror game, but I just finished a horror game, and my exact response was, oh, that's it.
That's every horror game ending.
Every ending. Like, my god. It's not as bad as Phobia St. Dithna Hotel.
Yeah, that one went too hard in trying to like explain everything with pseudoscience and like weird crap. It's exactly like Outlast. It's like Outlast is like cool for the first half of the first game, and then they explain everything with like weird science, and it's like, this is lame as crap.
It's funny because no one likes Outlast 2, and I did. I thought it was way better than Outlast 1, but because it's not Outlast. It's one of those games I think is one of the, I don't know, 50 most overrated games ever made. Because people give that game, like, glowing scores. And I play those types of games all the time, and I think I ended up giving it, like, a 4 out of 10, because it just frustrated the hell out of me. But yeah, the good part about this new game, it's called Bridge Curse 2. I have no idea if there's a Bridge Curse 1, I don't care. It's a lot less, White Day, A Labyrinth Called Skull is much more of a, like, cat and mouse kind of game where you have to just constantly hide and that's it.
Oh yeah, and it's just jump scares.
This has a few small parts of it, but it's much more streamlined, which is fine. And much more, 40 quotes around the word action-oriented, if that makes sense. So, we'll have a good time, but that's going to be a while because I'm only at the prison in Silent Hill 2, and, you know. We're probably going to do that in a little bit, and it's like, I'm just starting the prison, and it looks absolutely huge, so that's going to be a thing.
Yeah, it's going to be wild. So we're doing, this is a Sonic 06 stage. I can't believe they did another Sonic 06 stage, but I guess they don't want to do stages that Shadow actually isn't, like, in. Like anything before Sonic Adventure 2. But that kind of, like, limits, like, all the games to being, like, terrible.
Rip. Has there been any Sonic... Wait, is he in Sonic Unleashed?
I don't think so.
So there...
Yeah, and I don't...
Shadow doesn't really have a lot of games he's in, then.
Yep.
What a shame.
Yeah, no Sonic Unleashed level. I'm not even sure if there's more than 4 levels in this game. I just beat the second boss. But there's a new power-up. I guess there's probably 6 levels.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Anyway, we're LPing on a new computer. A little frustrating getting like things working. But compared to the first 2 parts, this is probably going to look a million times better.
Yeah, I gotta check. I didn't, like, specifically check the last week of, like, the Silent Hill 2
Oh, it looks so much better.
Does it? Oh, nice.
Just, like, less compression, and it's 1080p instead of 720p. Although, I haven't really messed with it too much, but, those Let's Try videos we did of the Genesis games, like, they were 30 minutes, but, like, 30 minutes of recording is, like, 6 gigabytes now.
Oh my god.
That's a little bit hardcore for Let's Tries. Oops.
Wait, so 30 minutes, not just of the Genesis, of, like, literally anything.
It didn't seem like it was that big for the Silent Hill parts, confusingly.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Oh, that's pretty. Well, all I have to say is, if we've done one thing over the past, I mean, it's been 10 years, right, for the channel, I think.
Yeah, easily.
It might be 11. Anyway, for the last 10 or 11 years, we've been, definitely conserving server space on Google's end.
Yeah, screw Google.
I mean, there's literally, like... in the end of the day, it doesn't matter, because there's literally, like, channels that'll be like...
Next rank 30 seconds. I guess I kind of messed up.
There'll be, like, 10 hours of Hank Hill saying Boggle or something like that. At 4K or whatever, like, something ridiculous. So I'm like, yeah, clearly Google does not care, but... For actually putting, like... quote-unquote content where we're at least trying and doing Let's Plays and Let's Tries and stuff like that. We've definitely helped Google server space. I think we're at 4 full hard drives, external hard drives, that range between 2 and 4 terabytes. And that's only over the past couple of years. I don't know if, like, videos from years ago are backed up or anything like that. I just do it for the heck of it, because storage space is so cheap nowadays.
Yeah, we just started a 5 terabyte that's connected to the PC right now.
Yeah, non-solid state is just so cheap nowadays. Solid state's still kind of up there.
Solid state is still super expensive. At least high capacity. I was actually thinking about, like, I have a lot of storage, like hard drives, but some of them are kind of old, and also hard drives, like, speed is really bad. Especially if you use it as, like, an external. But I was thinking about, like, I have, like, 32 terabytes of hard drive space right now. How expensive would that be to do an SSD? But, like, a 8 terabyte, like, M2 stick is, like, $600. So it would cost, like, $2,400 to replace it in SSD. So, yeah, that's way too much.
Do SSDs, I mean, I know they haven't been around as long, do they have, like, less of a chance of dying over the course of time because there's less, like, quote-unquote moving parts?
There's 0 moving parts. I'd imagine so. I don't...
Yeah. That's kind of what I thought.
I know some people are, like, talk about, like, SSDs having, like, a limited, like, amount of times you can read and write to them, but it can't be less than a mechanical hard drive, which has a spinning, like, metal platter and, like, a thing. There's just no way.
Yeah. It's kind of the same. I will always contend against this. I have never once in my life looking at probably 50 to 100,000 discs. I have never seen true disc rot. I've never seen it. I have seen discs that are ruined, and I had some CDRs that, like, I had in my old car, and it leaked into it, and it got them all wet, and they got ruined, and they got quote-unquote rotted.
Yeah,
but I have never seen disc rot from someone having a game in a case in a normal room. I've never seen it. One time. And people freak out about it so much, like, I gotta back all my games up because of disc rot. I'm like, dude, you will be literally a grandpa before that matters. So, like...
Yeah, anyone that says it either does not have any discs and they're a zoomer, or they're just, I don't know, just trying to get a reaction out of people.
I've just, like I said, even really early discs, like Sega CD, or I've seen a lot of early audio discs and, like, stuff. I've never seen discs.
I've never seen it either, and we have collectively seen, what, 50,000 discs?
That's what I said, 50 to 100,000. Like I said, I've technically seen it because I had some CDRs in my old Honda Civic, and it got wet on the inside of it, and they got ruined, and it looked really cool. Like, it was, like, all, like, I don't know, it looked almost like an Etch-a-Sketch kind of thing. But that you can't consider that when you're considering stuff like Disc Rot, because that's you not taking care of something. One of my favorite, it'll always be a thing forever now until they eventually do away with it for digital versus physical. And there's goods and bads of each. And we've, probably talked about that. And everyone has their side they're taking. Anyway, my favorite argument I've ever heard for doing digital is if he buys, a customer told me this, if he buys digital, it means that he can't sell his games when he runs low on money. So he'll just sell his system when he runs low on money, and then he can re-download all his games. And I was like, okay, Dot.
Greatest reason. I'm bad with money. It'll be less of a reason for me to sell random crap.
Yeah, and it doesn't technically make you more or less.
This is the Sonic. I think this is the Sonic Forces second level or something, but this is the worst level so far. And it's just because the Sonic Forces levels are so brain dead. You just boost through corridors, and they didn't change it at all for this.
Right.
It's a little bit better. I mean, Sonic Forces levels are 30 seconds long, but it's the same thing. It's why would you pay tribute to Sonic Forces?
Sonic Forces is very weird.
And Shadow is playable in Sonic Forces for 30 minutes max, maybe less.
All I remember about Sonic Forces is you create your own character, which is kind of funny, and they just call you Rookie the whole time, and Rookie ends up saving the day. I didn't play it, but I watched Ferris play the whole thing, and it's very. I know Sonic games shouldn't be difficult, but it is very easy.
What?
No, it's over.
I was pushing boost so many times and it wouldn't let me.
A likely story. So yeah, rather than people worry about cartridges and CDs messing up, definitely something people should consider is hard drives, because that is definitely a thing.
Yeah, and I want to move on to even using SATA SSDs. It's way too expensive. I think an 8 terabyte one from Samsung was $500.
I wonder when they'll get. I mean, technology always gets vastly cheaper, so I wonder when that's going to become the case.
I hope it's soon.
I will say that we're at the point where TVs are so ridiculously cheap.
I can buy a 65-inch 4K OLED TV for the amount of for 10 terabytes of SSD. It's what is this world?
Right. If you're spending more than $1,000 on a TV, it is legitimately going to be either 80 inches. But no, that's the end of the statement. It is going to be a literal 80-inch 4K OLED TV. Even if you're I want to get a 60-something inch, and they'll be okay, what, $400 or $500? It's just crazy. So do you hear that, folks? The TV you need to get the most out of your $780 PS5 Pro costs less than the system itself. So there you go. You know how they have those, ooh, this guy. You know how they have those AV converters to go from HDMI to AV, where once in a while people will ask for those because they want to play an HDMI system on an old. I'm gonna get a tube TV, not a Trinitron, just a crappy Zenith, a 20-incher, and use an HDMI to AV converter and play PS5 Pro on it. Do you think that's a good use of money?
That's a really good use of money.
Oh, so what type of TV are you using for your PS5 Pro? Zenith, 17-inch tube, no big deal. It has a VCR in it as well.
It's I love CRTs, but when you are converting a 1080p signal down to analog 480p, it looks awful. It's clearly it's not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
It's so blurry and tiny, and if anyone said that unironically to me, I'd be I wouldn't say it, but I would think that they're just the biggest hipster of all time.
Well, there's definitely a reason to convert red, white, yellow to HDMI, because honestly, as someone who owns a tube TV, they're pretty annoying nowadays. You know, like, they take a lot of space and blah, blah, blah.
Oh yeah, like people that don't have CRTs.
That's perfectly fine. But I don't see why anyone would ever have to take HDMI thing and convert it to AV. I just don't... I don't see a purpose. Like, it does... I don't know, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, it has to be like... I don't know, you specifically have to be like, I want to play my CRT.
Yeah. And it would be like... I don't know, just... not using anything to its fullness. Oh my god.
Controls for this is the worst level so far, by a lot.
What's this guy's name again? Oh, Doomseye. Shadow!
This is the ultimate power.
No.
You automatically lose the stage.
Shadow's so cool.
Dude, he's so cool.
How is
Oh
that
my-
S? That felt way worse than any of the other levels I did.
Well, wasn't that one we did last time? That one stage was ridiculously difficult to get S, and the others were super easy.
I think the mission, we're gonna have to do more missions this time, but all the missions are like S rank is like a minute or less, and you just have to use KS control all the time.
Yeah.
But once you like just push L2, you're probably gonna get S.
Sauron?
Who am I?
Julian does not... I don't even think he's crying. I think he's just yelling. He doesn't stop, like, talking. That's baby talking. And I'm like, what? And he goes, ah! But to answer your question, I think it's you're our dog, Sugar. That's what she sounds like.
Sugar on Saturday, yesterday, would not stop barking ever.
We were away, right?
I don't know. I didn't go upstairs.
Oh, I'm trying to think.
I heard Ferris is also very loud. Was
Yeah.
there like a babysitter or something?
Yeah. The cousins were over, so that makes sense. Yeah, that was the older cousin was watching them, and then the two younger cousins were also over, so that makes a lot of sense then. Yeah, this was just a surprisingly busy weekend of things. Boink.
Chaos control.
So in good news, I mean everything's good news, right? In good news, the cover band that me and a couple guys, like local CIB customers, are doing to cover the Weezer's Blue album is going pretty well. We had practice today in the afternoon, and we pretty much have the first 8 out of 10 songs, you know, for the most part down. We have to, you know, keep on practicing and stuff like that, but we got a pretty good idea. I'm just dreading Only in Dreams because it's like 8 minutes long, and there's just, it's ending on by far the most complicated song is something.
Weezer!
But maybe by January we'll be ready.
Hey! Circle!
And we have 3-part vocals, which is pretty cool. Because they, like
3-part fart?
got him! Wait, what was the Rock Band game that did 3-part? Was that a Beatles?
They also started doing it for Rock Band. Definitely Rock Band 4, I'm not sure about 3. I think 3 as well.
Wait, so you're saying that 3 vocals, guitar, bass, drums, there can be 6 people in a band for... No, 7.
7, yeah.
Because of keyboards, wow.
I actually just watched some video of like a power metal song that's really hard, that's awful. I think it was like Symphony X. But it had 2-part vocals, and it's like, imagine having to be the second part vocals for Symphony X to get your full band FC.
Oh god.
And like they did like it's like you don't even like notice it until like you do like 5 lines total. It's like why would they even chart it?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's. It just also seems like a ton of work. I understand it's like legitimately how they do that, like how they actually perform it in real life. But it's like, damn, just seemed like a lot of work for Harmonix to do that. And now Harmonix works for Fortnite. I see Akai playing it once in a while. It seems pretty neat.
Yeah, I mean it's nice that Rock Band. Whoops.
Chaos control.
Rock Band Guitar Hero is still alive, but I don't know. Now it's like a tertiary, tiny part of Fortnite, which is becoming this like media conglomerate of like a million things.
It is very weird.
It's very weird what they're turning Fortnite into. It's like an all-in-one like game entertainment hub. You can like watch movies on it. It's like, what is going on?
Do you remember when? Before the last Star Wars movie came out, when they had Emperor Palpatine appear in the sky, and that's how people found out, like Star Wars fans found out that Palpatine was returning in the newest Star Wars movie. That is canon, by the way. Like it wasn't out in public, and it was announced on Fortnite, and somehow he returned.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the new Rey trilogy that definitely is happening?
Definitely happening.
They definitely didn't just announce it to...
Maria.
Shadow!
You know the funny thing about the two biggest games that Zoomers and Gen Alpha love, Fortnite and Minecraft, is, for me personally, they're like boring as hell. Like, and I say that as someone who plays a lot of boring games. But like, Fortnite has a lot of downtime. Like a lot of downtime. So much so that I'm like when I'm playing with Ferris, I'm like, God. Like you have like a 5-second quick battle, and if you win, you continue on, and then you just go around in this huge area, collecting materials and stuff. You know what I mean? And it's like it's quite boring for 90% of it.
It does sound boring.
And then
actually, I remember watching someone play like DayZ or something, and I remember it being like exactly the same.
Yeah, I'm unfamiliar with that game. Like I said, it's very exciting for like when you see someone, it's very exciting for like 5 seconds until one of the person, you know, is killed. And at the very beginning, it's exciting because you can like land at like a very populated area, but then eventually there's only going to be like 1 or 2 people left, and they're just going to disperse. And it is exciting at the end when there's like 4-ish people left and the map's very small. But in the meantime, there's like 10-15 minutes of just essentially nothing. We just lost a bunch of subs of people going, actually, you have